So as a registered dietitian, one of the most common concerns that I get from moms with newborns is whether their babies are able to actually get enough nourishment from their breast milk alone. So in this particular video, as a registered dietitian, I'm going to share with you very easy to identify 10 points that you can actually use to see whether your baby is actually feeding enough or not. I'm also going to share with you some of the solutions if you identify any of the said signs, so that you can actually promote adequate breastfeeding for your infant for proper nourishment and growth. Let me just reassure you that it is very possible for you as a mom to practice, embrace, and continue with exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months with proper nutrition guide as well. If you're having challenges with breastfeeding, I have a playlist on breastfeeding as well, so make sure that you check that out after this. The first sign that actually indicates that your baby might not be getting enough is the lack of the milk letdown. We are actually recommended to initiate breastfeeding within the first 1 hour of life. You're supposed to latch, if not possible, with the assistance of your midwife or your dietitian, your baby to the breast so that they can start suckling. Within the hour, if you have no milk let down, that is even the colostrum, you're supposed to get guidance from your dietitian, your nurses, your physician on how you can actually prompt and trigger the letdown. After 72 hours, now that is a crisis and that needs urgent interventions as well, and that you will get from the hospital setting. The other thing that you need to look out for is the insufficient wet diapers. As a newborn, your baby is supposed to be changing at least 4 to 6 diaper changes a day. This is because the frequency of suckling is expected to be at least 8 to 10. Because they are tiny and they are still learning how to latch, how to suckle, you're supposed to actually ensure that you are initiating feeds every 2 to 3 hours. The other sign is, of course, if your baby sleeps longer hours, more than 6 hours without interruption. As I have said, your baby's stomach capacity is very, very tiny, so they're not going to suckle a lot to be able to sustain them for 6 hours. So you're supposed to wake them up every 2 to 3 hours, and the best way to actually do that is actually ensure that you maintain the skin to skin contact that we actually encourage a lot in new moms, so that the baby can actually be getting the senses of like the breast milk is near, so that they can actually suckle. And of course, another sign that baby has not fed enough is if they are suckling on a breast either too short or too long. Too short, it will definitely indicate that they are not getting all the nourishment from the breast milk, because let's say they suckle less than 5 minutes in one breast and they are done. They have not gotten the hind milk, they have not gotten the proteins, the carbohydrates that are supposed to promote growth and development. And again, if they suckle too long, like let's say more than 30 minutes or even more than 40 minutes, that means they are not able to actually suckle or get enough milk to actually fill their tummy, so they are still hungry, and that is an indication that your milk production is not adequate enough. If this is the case, you are actually encouraged to ensure that you practice the best practices for breastfeeding, like proper hydration, proper nutrition, stress management, proper sleep, massages, and I talked deep about those in the video that is linked, so make sure that you check it out after this. And of course, one of the solutions to that is increased or improved hydration, because again, breast milk is like 90% water. Another way that you can know that your baby is not getting enough is the quality and the number of times that they are going to pass stool. So for an infant, they're supposed to pass 3 to 4 soft yellow stools a day. So if your baby has hard, dry, or infrequent stools, that might indicate that they might not get in enough nourishment or enough for their bodies to actually have the excesses for excretion. So monitor feeds and adjust positioning, and as well increase the frequency of feeds that you're going to have. Another sign is definitely on the sunken fontanelle. That can be a sign of dehydration. So increase feed frequency and check on proper milk intake for the baby. That comes with like proper latching, ensuring that you have the milk itself. I talked about nourishing the mom to ensure that she has enough to produce the quality and quantity breast milk that we want in this particular video. Check it out after this as well. And of course, another sign that your baby might not be having adequate nourishment is definitely on the amount and the color of the urine. If the urine is smelly, that might indicate dehydration. And of course, if it's yellow or the diapers, they're usually white, and then now your baby urinates and they change the color significantly, that can also be a sign of dehydration. So you need to work and make sure that you're working towards improving their intake as much as you can. And of course, the most common sign that we are all aware of is the lack or slow weight gain. So baby should regain birth weight by the second week, and they should be gaining around 150 grams to 200 grams per week. The best solution to actually address weight loss or lack of weight gain in babies is to track feeds, improve the latching, and seek lactational support if needed. You can get lactation specialists, you can get nutritionists. If you cannot afford all this, you can go to a public hospital. They have nutritionists, they have dietitians. Just ask to speak with one and actually explain to them your problem. You will get assistance. Of course, if you prefer a more in-depth personalized care, at Mumina Wellness, we have a breastfeeding package for new moms where we talk to you about the importance of latching. We show you how to do it. Also, we talk to you about the nourishing aspect of breastfeeding, that is basically taking care of you as a mom to ensure that you're taking care of the baby as well, growth monitoring for you as well. So we have that package. I'll definitely leave a link to my WhatsApp number so that we can talk more about that if you're interested. Another sign that your baby might not be getting enough nourishment is lack of swallowing reflexes when they are breastfeeding. So you see, when they are breastfeeding, you're supposed to like hearing those ones, because the milk is supposed to be filling in their mouth, so they're supposed to be swallowing. If they're not swallowing, that means they're not getting anything and they're suckling air, and you might also be predisposing them to things like colic, which we don't want to deal with at this particular moment. Make sure that you massage your breast before feeding or even when you're relaxed. And of course, another very common sign most women don't think about it is lack of fullness in your breast. Breast milk should actually show in your breast. So if it's not showing that you have some milk on your breast, then that might be an indication that you're not producing enough for your baby. Breast should be fuller before feeds and softer after feeds. So feed on demand, switch breast when needed. You know, there's this joke that women usually say that ananyonya anamaliza matiti yangu. That actually happens. Remember that breast milk is enough. Most breastfeeding issues can be resolved with the right techniques, and your body is capable of providing everything your baby needs. If you're ever in doubt, consult a lactation expert or a dietitian for guidance. And if you find this video useful, give it a thumbs up and make sure that you watch this video next, where I talk about nourishing you, the mom, to ensure that you're producing enough milk so that we prevent all these occurrences of all these signs. So if you have any questions on me, drop them in the comment section below. I will be more than glad to address that. And until next time, stay blessed, and you're doing a great job. Keep at it.